Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 4 to the power of 1 plus x plus 4 to the power of 1 minus x is equal to 10. So now we want to find the value of x. So first off, if we have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So for 4 to the power of 1 plus x plus 4 to the power of 1 minus x, I'm going to be using this property for both 4 to the power of 1 plus x and 4 to the power of 1 minus x. So now this would equal 4 to the power of 1 times 4 to the power of x plus 4 to the power of 1 times 4 to the power of negative x. This is equal to 10. Now, 4 to the power of 1 is the same thing as 4, so this would equal 4 times 4 to the power of x plus 4 times 4 to the power of negative x is equal to 10. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of negative n, this is equal to 1 over a to the power of n. So in this case, 4 to the power of negative x, this is going to equal 1 over positive 4 to the power of x. This is equal to 10. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let y equal to 4 to the power of x. So now if I substitute in 4 to the power of x for y, I get 4 times y, so 4y, plus 4 times 1 over 4 to the power of x, so 4 times 1 over y is equal to 10. Now 4 times 1 over y, that's the same thing as 4 over y is equal to 10. And now, if I factor out y from this, I get y times if I multiply y on both sides, I get y times 4y plus 4 over y is equal to 10y. Now, if I distribute the y here, y times 4y is equal to 4y squared, plus now y times 4 over y is simply just 4, is equal to now 10y. Now I can subtract 10y on both sides. So now I get 4y squared minus 10y plus 4 is equal to 0. Now from here, I can factor out 2. So now I get 2 times 2y squared minus 5y plus 2. And this is equal to 0. So now if I divide both sides by 2, these two will cancel out, and I'll have 2y squared minus 5y plus 2 is equal to 0 divided by 2 is simply 0. So now to solve this, I'm going to have to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now in this case, a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 5, and c is equal to 2. So now, if I replace these values in for the quadratic formula, first off negative b, so negative 5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so again negative 5 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 2 again. Now I'm dividing this by 2a, so 2 times 2. Now, to simplify this, I have negative and negative 5, which is going to be a positive because the negative and negative is always a positive. So I have positive 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared, which is, again, a negative times a negative is a positive. So negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, minus 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. Now I'm dividing this by 2 times 2, which is 4. Now, I have y is equal to 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 16. That is going to be 9 over 4. This means, well, first off, the square root of 9, that is equal to 5 plus or minus 3 over 4. And now this gives me two solutions. I have 5 plus 3 over 4, and I also have 5 minus 3 over 4. So for 5 plus 3 over 4, this is going to equal 8 over 4, which is equal to 2. So y equals 2 is a solution, and for y 5 minus 3 over 4, 5 minus 3 is 2 over 4, this is going to equal to 1/2. So my two solutions of y are y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1/2. However, now, we are not solving for the value of y, we want to find the value of x, and y is equal to 4 to the power of x, right? So now if we substitute our values of y into this, well, first off, let's do 2. So now I have 2 is equal to 4 to the power of x. And now 4 to the power of x, well, 4 this is the same thing as 2 squared. So now I have 2 is equal to 2 squared to the power of x. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So this is equal to 2 is equal to 2 to the power of 2 times x, which is simply 2x. And now, the only thing that would work is x is equal to 1/2, because 2 would have to be to the power of 1 to equal 2, and 2 times 1/2 is 1. So x is equal to 1/2. Now, for if y is equal to 1/2, I have 1/2 is equal to 4 to the power of x. Now 1/2, this is the same thing as 2 to the power of negative 1. And 4 to the power of x, again, this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 2x. So now I have 2 to the power of negative 1 is equal to 2 to the power of 2x. This means that negative 1 is equal to 2x. So if I divide both sides by 2, I get negative 1/2 is equal to x. So my second solution is x equals negative 1/2. So these are my two solutions to this problem. Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have m to the power of 4 equals 4. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. So now we have m to the power of 4 minus 4 equals 0. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change m to the power of 4 to m squared to the power of 2. Because remember, if we have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So what I did was I changed m to the power of 4 into the form a to the power of m to the power of n. And we're going to subtract this with, I'm going to change 4 to 2 squared. And this is equal to 0. Now, if we have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is actually equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a squared, well, a would be m squared, and b, this would be 2. So if we plug these into this form, we would get m squared plus 2 times m squared minus 2. And this is equal to 0. And now we have two equations. We have m squared minus 2 equals 0. And we have m squared plus 2 equals 0. So let's first start with m squared minus 2 equals 0. So I'm going to write that right here. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to add 2 on both sides. So we get m squared is equal to 2. So now if I take the square root on both sides, I get m is equal to positive or negative 2. So these are two solutions. Now let's go ahead and do m squared plus 2. So if I subtract by 2 on both sides, I get m squared equals negative 2. Now if I take the square root on both sides, I get m is equal to the square root of negative 2. Well, the square root of negative 2, this is the same thing as the square root of 2 times the square root of negative 1. And the square root of negative 1, this is equal to I. So this would be positive or negative square root of 2 I. So m is also equal to this. So these are the 4 solutions to this equation.